Hello, everyone. I am continuing my tirade, my education, because that's what this is all about, because I'm a very moral and ethical doctor who believes in science and not marketing. I mean, marketing fine and dandy, but you need to know what's truth and what's fiction. So that your trust doesn't get betrayed and so that you get the therapy that you're desperately seeking. I know from dealing with people and patients and everybody day in and day out and what they're so looking for. So number one, because we are talking about ingredients to avoid, but we're also talking about not having your trust betrayed. So you need to look on the website, juliathuntermd.com, for ingredients to avoid. We're talking about all those things, gives you some options of what to use. And the other thing that I want to show you, because we're talking about in this episode, things that have vitamin C in there, exfoliators, okay? And how to get what you desperately need with both, because vitamin C forces new collagen production. It cross-links collagen, and if it's not there, and it's why you should take it internally and put it on your skin externally, because you can be the world's healthiest person internally and look horrible externally because you're not using skin products, because the skin is the last place that the body will dedicate its very limited resources. So you have to use the right products on your skin. So the other thing is, one of the things you need to be aware of, because you see this stuff a lot, okay, in stores. You see this where they say, 100% of the people, hang on, let me put on your glasses, 100% of the people showed reduced wrinkles, 90% improved firmness, and all the different things that supposedly this product does, okay? Well, at the end of the day, that's if you took somebody who's never done anything and it's a little bit of nothing that they got. So these are, people pay for this. Skin product companies, etc., pay for this. But it's not fact. It's not what you're looking for. In other words, people are looking for real results. And so what I'm trying to help you do is spend your money wisely, where you get real results, where you get, you don't poison, make yourself more toxic, harm yourself more than life does in today's world, and also so that you're getting real results, because people don't want some little nothing results, because nothing is nothing. So in the vein of Kiehl's, okay, Kiehl's has a retinol skin renewing microdose serum. Well, first of all, yes, microdose. It's so microdose that it is, number one, retinol. And as I've told you before, retinol is an unstabilized molecule, degrades in the bottle. So if it wasn't made today, you're getting very little, you're getting no therapy, basically, okay? And the lower it is in the list of ingredients, the less is there. So again, one molecule at best that has degraded to nothing. So it's also got ammonium in there. And remember, with ingredients, they have to break them down to the different chemicals that are in there. But again, this product doesn't have enough in there to do anything that has to do with retinol. Now, I'm not picking on Dr. Barbara Sturm, but I am going to pick on the fact that I am weary to the bone of people who make products, okay, which are, if you're going to make a product, then learn ingredients, learn the science of formulating and sourcing so that you've got the best ingredients and you have sophisticated formulas that are therapeutic, especially if you're a doctor, and give people the results that they are looking for. I don't want some little nothing result because, again, nothing is nothing, as I like to say. So I've revealed some of, because she's all supposedly about natural, non-inflammatory, da-da-da. Well, if you're going to be about natural, if you're going to advertise that you're about natural and anti-inflammatory, then be about natural and anti-inflammatory. And if you're a doctor, you need to be therapeutic. So, in the vein of vitamin C serums, okay, she has, and again, if you're going to make a formula, make it therapeutic and make it a sophisticated formula, because otherwise we all know that you're just out there paying somebody to do it and you don't know, or you're not involved, and you're not up to speed on where you should be if your formulas are not sophisticated therapeutic formulas with plenty of ingredients in there that are indeed, that show people, that give people the results they're looking for. So her Good C product, Dr. Barbara Sturm, it's the only vitamin C that's in this, quote, Good C, is tetrahexyl decyl ascorbate, which is a stabilized vitamin C, because vitamin C, if you put it in a liquid or a cream, it degrades in the bottle, it oxidizes. So if you put in 5% or 10% or 15%, which is, other than mine, the highest that's on the market, unless it's a powder, it's degrading in the bottle. So all you're getting is an acidic product on the surface of the skin that basically has no vitamin C in there that is going to deliver any sort of therapy. The other thing, so it has down further and some ascorbyl glucoside. Ascorbyl glucoside is, again, a very unsophisticated vitamin C product that's degrading and oxidizing in the bottle. So doesn't have any hyaluronate in there, but the glucoside's a little bit moisturizing. So at the end of the day, this Good C is not a therapeutic, certainly not a sophisticated, but not a therapeutic product. And then as I went back and sort of reviewed some other things, her sun protection is all chemical sun protections, no physical. So again, inflammatory. You cannot put yourself out there as being Dr. Anti-inflammatory if you are not, and your formulas do not reflect who you say you are and what you believe what you want people to believe about your products. And these are products that are $300. They're expensive products. So make products that the ingredients that are in there are sophisticated and therapeutic. Otherwise, you're not doing anything that is not betraying people's trust. I could further editorialize, but I won't. Then let's go to Dermalogica. Okay, Dermalogica has Biolumin C serum. Okay, Biolumin C serum. It basically has a very small amount of ascorbyl phosphate, which it basically doesn't have any vitamin C that makes any difference. Again, oxidizing in the bottle, so you've got no vitamin C. You think you're using vitamin C. You read about how you should use vitamin C. And a lot of these products where it says, Allure magazine, all the editors said that it was their number one product. Maybe they don't know, okay? It has a little bit of lactic acid in there. The growth factor is, once it's been put in a formula like that, that growth factor is dead. It's not going to stimulate anything, if anything, maybe the epidermis to a certain amount. It's also got the acrylates in there. So Dermalogica, again, not therapeutic formulas. And then let's go to the exfoliant. So I think I've made my point with vitamin C's. Let's go to the exfoliants. Now, one of the biggest ones on the market is Dr. Dennis Gross. He's got his extra strength and he's got regular strength, daily peel, alpha, beta, look, it's got glycolic and salicylic in there, both of which the body has no receptor for glycolic. It's a synthetic ingredient. It's cheap and it inflames the skin in everybody. The thicker, oilier your skin is, it's okay for a while, but it's still inflaming your skin. It has salicylic in there, inflaming your skin. And I've taken a lot of people to task, including Dr. Obashi, over the years about that very same thing. It does have some lactic in it. I'm a huge fan of lactic in exfoliation. It has mandelic and malic, excellent acids in them. It has citric, which some people react to, but usually it's okay for most people. Benzoic, that's not 7 acids, basically, okay? So benzoic is not a healthy acid. It has resveratrol in there, too big of a molecule to penetrate in the vein of science versus marketing, sort of like melatonin, too big of an ingredient to penetrate, can't get into the skin, and it has a tiny little bit of ascorbic, which again, ascorbic oxidized in the bottle, unless it's a powder, it is useless once you put it on the surface of the skin, and that's the same thing for SkinCeuticals, ferulic, C, etc. And also, when you start off with such a tiny a bit of vitamin C, such as 5% or 10% or 15%, there's a reason I put 95% L-ascorbic in its powder, because that's therapeutic. Okay, moving on. I also, in doing my search in all different price categories, went back and revisited different, our friend, or maybe not, Galderma, Daily Brightening Exfoliator. Look, it's got metabisulfate in there. The only exfoliation that's in there has got a phthalic acid amide, which is not going to exfoliate. And there is nothing in there that is brightening. So, Daily Brightening Exfoliate, shame on you, Galderma, who's supposed to be a medical company, betraying people's trust is not something that we want to be known for. I looked at Olay's vitamin C peptide cleanser, primarily because it said it had vitamin C in there. Again, any vitamin C that's in a liquid there's no vitamin C in there there's no vitamin C in there. There was a little bit of salicylic in there, inflames your skin. There's sodium lauryl sulfate, which is the only thing that could cleanse, but that's stripping your skin and really bad for it and inflammatory. So Olay's vitamin C peptide, this product, if you can see that, that is their brightening facial cleanser, has no vitamin C. The peptide is useless. It's got ethyl ascorbic acid, which is nothing. It's got the peptide is a palmitoyl pentapeptide. It's not going to do anything. And also, when you put cleanser on, it stays on there for a minute at most, and then it goes. One thing which is always good to look for in products is niacinamide, but again, it's got to be in a serum or a moisturizer. And then last but not least, that I'm taking to task is Olay's vitamin C revitalizing and hydrating body lotion, okay? Olay, okay? So it is none of those as well. It's got petrolatum in there, which again is crude oil, petroleum product. As far as the vitamin C that's in there, it has a molecule of sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is, again, useless, not going to do anything. So your trust is being betrayed. It's marketing, not therapy, not science. And it's got fragrance in there. And as I've told you, all these products that are have fragrance in there are cheap products. And People react to the fragrances and often have allergies to them. So no therapeutic medical product that is going to solve or address or give resolution to your symptoms and challenges would have fragrances in there. So hope that's helpful. Knowledge is power. I'm trying to educate you so you spend your money wisely. Trust isn't betrayed as much as humanly and scientifically possible. And thank you very much.